It is on and going.
He knew who I was talking to. And folks, if you see me fidgeting a little bit up there, I'm just going to tell you, it's not that I'm bored, it's not that I'm irritated. My back is been bothering me in one spot for about 3 weeks now. If I sit a certain way, after a while it starts aching. All right, it is now 6:30. This meeting will be called to order. I'm going to turn over the invocation and the pledge to Mr. Clark.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful day. We ask that you be with David across the world. Father, protect our armed forces.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right. And those that have been here before, hear me. I should play for the Rangers. You hear me say this at every meeting. The rules of decorum will be in effect. The next thing up is going to be citizen comments. First up is going to be Charles, and I don't want to butcher your name again. Schwalze. Okay. You're first up, sir. If you just push the button to turn the mic on while you're up there, please. Either one.
I don't speak well, so you can I approach?
Thank you, sir. Just be conscious you do have a 5-minute time limit.
That's
Yes,
fine.
sir.
That's why I said I don't speak very well. I just this is one idea.
Absolutely.
So, but I'm here to start. So, I guess I'll read this to you as I wrote it. And I am a citizen of your town who is hoping that our council in McLendon-Chisholm is willing to listen to the residents, unlike the previous council who decided to vote in a winery when the only citizen who wanted the winery was a previous council member, Adrian Balcom. We believe she approved it for her own personal benefit, as her company does corporate wine tours without any regard to the city of McLendon-Chisholm. I would also like to notify the council members that not one citizen living within close proximity has any interest in a winery in their backyard. Another thing I would like to remind us are all of you that not only did the citizens not want this problem Your Planning and Zoning Commission recommended denial of this proposal to the City Council, but the Council, led by Ms. Balcom, approved it without discussion, without numerous citizens speaking out against it during the hearing. Now it has turned into a bigger problem. The landowner has turned this house into a nightly rental for house parties and who knows what else. This house is on several websites, does not require renters' identities. Themselves, the renters are anonymous. This has become a big problem not just in our community, but all over the state and the country. I've provided at the bottom several links to different places all around the country, including Fort Worth, that will give you some insight on how AirNub has worked. The last 2 weeks, I've had to deal with strobe lights, loud music, light pollution, additional to screaming and yelling. Sometimes the screaming and yelling is so bad we wonder if somebody's getting hurt or just screaming for fun. The loud music is so loud that we can't sit in our own house with the windows closed without the thumping bass vibrating my house. I have 2 children under the age of 6 who go to bed at 8:30. Whether it's Monday or Saturday, it doesn't matter. They should be able to sleep in peace. Peace and quiet is one of the reasons we chose to live in McLendon-Chisholm. You probably can only imagine what it's like to have your house flicker with strobe lights. Let me tell you, it sucks. When you would like to remind and notify the council that this homeowner is trying to build a bar, a corporate event center, and a residential zoned area. See your own zoning map. Surveyors were out on the property the last 2 weeks for additional planning. We and the other citizens close to this property, we have made it very clear to the city, we do not want this, and that we expect our city council members to do what's right and to protect us from backdoor deals like the one we believe went down between the landowner and Adrian Balcom. This is a problem that the previous council brought on by not listening to the citizens of McLendon-Chisholm and its own Planning and Zoning Committee. Understanding that some of you were not here when this all took place. We would like the current city council member to put in an ordinance in place that makes all rentals in McLendon-Chisholm a minimum of 6-month rental contracts, and that a certain level of information must be collected to verify the owner, not anonymous renters. There is plenty of precedent to follow preparing ordinance language as noted above. Communities all over the country are dealing with the same problem. We would ask that, unlike the previous council, this council show some respect to the voices of the citizens of McLendon-Chisholm and the Planning and Zoning Commission by making sure that we are putting bars, corporate event centers in the middle of residential zoned areas. As we know, we cannot go backwards and can change what Adrian Balcom and the previous council has done. But at least we can try curbing the effects of this poor decision has had on the citizens by not letting it get any worse. So we ask for your help in giving the citizens of McLendon-Chisholm what we asked for: quiet, wide open spaces, safe community, by leaving the daily rentals in the bars, corporate event centers for Rockwall and Garden. Let's be honest, McLendon-Chisholm is not a vacation destination. A vacation destination, nor should it be, because that's not what the city of McLendon-Chisholm wants.
Can you state your address just for the record on?
I live at 262 Meadow Park.
Okay, thank
I
you.
use Rockwall so I can get mail. So
Yes,
if we
sir.
could get that fixed, that'd be nice.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys very much.
All right. Scott?
Scott Turnbull, 1117 Newkirk Court. I am here to express my concern about item 7.1, your executive session. It appears that you're going into executive session to discuss rescinding or repealing an ordinance that you passed last week or last meeting, which can be done in open session. It just concerns me that, again, it appears that you're trying to hide behind that door. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, anybody else for citizens' comments? If you're here for the public comment on CWD, we'll do that in just a minute. But if anybody else have any other comments before I close citizens' comments? All right, citizens' comments are closed for this evening. Thank you. All right. Next thing will be the approval of minutes for the June 25th, 2019 City Council meeting. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I move that we accept the minutes as written.
Okay. I've got a motion to accept the minutes for June 25th meeting as written. Do I have a second? Okay. I've got a motion. I've got a second. Any discussion on that? If not, all in favor? Aye. Okay. And that, yes, I'm sorry, because you weren't and neither was I. Okay. Show that 4-4 or unanimous, being that Ms. Kippett was not here, or myself. All right, moving on to the second thing. City Council invite public comment, discussion with the public among council. Such comments related to the performance of community waste. Oh, I'm sorry. That's my fault. Discussion and action regarding interlocal agreement between Rockwall County Central Appraisal District and the City of McLendon-Chisholm for public improvement or PID assessment collection. I'm going to turn this over to Miss Lisa, since you are the one that wanted to put this on here. So,
Yes. We have P3 Works is our new PID administrator. We have a representative from P3 Works tonight. He's going to explain to you the contract and why it's necessary to contract with the Central Appraisal District for PID collections. So I'm going to turn it over to Kyle.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. My name is Kyle Sikorsky. Again, I'm with P3 Works, your new PID administrator. We're at 350 Roof Snow Drive in Keller. This contract has been a couple months in the making. Just a little bit of history. Of course, you had a contract before with Rockwall County, but there were some collection problems. They decided to terminate the agreement at that time. It's very important for the administration of PIDs that we have collection contracts with counties. It's much simpler for a resident to get a tax bill that has the PID assessment, just like their city, county, ISD. It's just another line item. So we've been working with Rockwall County Appraisal District over the last couple months, working through a new contract. We also worked through, there was a software problem that they had last year in terms of putting the assessment rolls on their tax statements. So we've worked through that. We've figured out a way to finance all of it with the software vendor making that correction. The next step was getting to this new contract and kind of tying up a couple of loose ends. Councilmember Kippett, I understand you had some questions as well, just about the dates themselves, how they seem a little bit flawed. That's really mostly because they want this to be a template contract moving forward for all PIDs, not just in McLendon-Chisholm, but in the whole county as well. So these are kind of standard dates moving forward. I know it said it would be executed by June 1st. That was just because they meet bi-monthly. Their previous meeting, they had a tornado warning. They weren't able to meet, so everything got delayed. So it just got, the approval of this got pushed back a couple months, but they wanted to make sure that this was a standard template and everything matched for all PIDs in Rockwall moving forward. So that's why you see kind of that discrepancy there. But even though the agreement will technically start on October 1st, we're already in the process of preparing the assessment rolls, and we're going to have all that information to the appraisal district well before September 5th. Would pay that if something happened. If the mistake was our fault, P3 Works would of course pay for that. Any sort of mistake we make are responsible for. That will come out of our own pocket. That will never come from you. Nothing ever comes from you out of your general fund when you're dealing with a PID. It's either going to come, if the mistake was from us, we would rectify that and take care of it, or if it was something dealing with the PID, there are always funds within the PID to take care of any additional fees or any additional administrative expenses. If there's late penalties or foreclosure proceedings we have to go through, all of that will come out of the PID administration that you already have set up with your trustee. So you would never have to deal with that from the general fund. And of course, we would take care of anything that was our fault as well. So,
yeah, that's what I was mostly concerned with, that there was an error perhaps on your part that the PID fund would end up paying that, and I just wanted that to make sure that that was clarified, that no, in fact, P3 Works would pay for any late filings or things like that.
yes, ma'am, that's correct. So those are the main questions that we received. If y'all have any other questions about the contract, I'd be happy to answer them.
I don't.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right. Entertain a motion to approve.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we approve the interlocal agreement between Rockwall County Central Appraisal District and the City of McLendon-Chisholm for Public Improvement District Assessment Collection.
All right. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All right. Is there any discussion? If not, all in favor? Aye. Yes, speak up.
Yes, ma'am. It would automatically renew every year. There's a statement in here that if either you or the county decided that they no longer want to participate in the agreement, that they would provide notice 150 days before that, but otherwise it automatically renews every year.
Council would just need to notify me that that was your wish, and we need to make sure we did that timely.
All right. If there's no other questions, all in favor? Aye. Aye. Show that unanimous. All right. Now I'm back to where I started. The City Council will invite public comment, discussion with the public, and among council such comments related to the performance of community waste disposal or CWD, solid waste and recycling services, billing, and other related matters. It's now open for anyone in the public that wants to come up and speak over issues, concerns, anything you may have with basically our trash service. Going once, going twice. Hold on, I think Scott's going out. I wasn't sure if you were walking out the door. You were coming up.
I'll say, slow down, I'm old.
I understand.
Again, Scott Termal, 1117 Newkirk Court. I've had no issues with the trash service except for one.
Okay.
I am a resident of McLendon-Chisholm. They don't know who I am, and I don't know why they don't know who I am, but that's, I'm sure, can be addressed. But they have found my trash can every week, and they have found out a way to bill me, so they should be happy and I should be happy. So,
All right.
thank you.
Scott. All right, Robert. Huh?
I'm amazed we don't have a full room and a line out the door to talk about this. Robert Quinn, 1401 Carrara Drive. My own personal experience with them is they're extremely difficult to work with. You've got to pay them money to pay them. You have to pay them money to give them money. This is insane to me. My neighborhood Facebook page, not a week goes by where someone's not talking about CWD and issues they're having with getting pickups on time, somehow managing to skip cul-de-sacs and skip people, yet pick up their neighbors' cans. We've got some people who still haven't gotten a bill and are going nuts trying to get them to send them a bill. Like I said, I'm frankly shocked there's not 7, 8, 9 people up here talking about these issues.
We had extra chairs for it, we figured we would get more.
So, my own direct issues were with billing, and just having to pay them a convenience fee to pay them, is kind of crazy. But I'm not sure how much weight I, can give you, of what other people have said, but there you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert. Anyone else have?
Well,
Go ahead, Herman.
I would say that overall, I've not had an issue. They delivered the cans, they picked them up, as advertised, and everything like that. I too am a little put off by the convenience fee to call in and pay them immediately as opposed to sending them a check. From them, it's cheaper to send them a check and let them process it. But that's their thing. I will say that in the unfortunate set of circumstances that I'm in where I'm having to terminate service, it was a real ordeal today to try to talk to them. And you would think that somebody moving would be a commonplace thing. They did not seem to know how to handle the fact that I was moving in the middle of a corner. It occurs to me that, maybe professionalism isn't quite. I just throw that out there. But, and I agree, there have been a lot of complaints on social media. I try to stay off of it, but I almost see those. And that's it.
Well, I will tell you as the mayor, I'm not immune to the same issues. When we changed to the new service, did we anticipate some hiccups along the way? Absolutely. When you change any kind of major service, there's going to be some bumps in the road. I conveniently had trash cans delivered to my house, just like everybody else. And they came and picked the trash up, just like everybody else, or most people. But I didn't get a bill for a couple of months. And then all of a sudden I got a collections notice. You didn't bill me, but now you sent me a collections notice. So we rectified that. Then they billed me. I paid the bill. Several months. And here about a month and a half ago, they sent me no bill and then sent me a collections notice again. So yes, there are some hiccups there, and there's some, I guess, customer service or accounting issues that this particular company may need to address. I don't know if it's due to their, for lack of a better word, aggressive expansion, because I see the emails all the time about how, 5 other cities have signed up for trash service for them as well. But I have seen some of the hiccups here. I've seen some of the issues with some of the citizens on Facebook. And I'm not going to discount any of that, but what I am going to say is that if a citizen of our city is having an issue with the service provided, if you don't put it on Facebook, that's your business. But if you're not notifying my staff or a council member or myself of those issues, we don't all address social media on a daily basis. We don't read it on a daily basis. If you're not calling us and letting us know, it's like it's not happening. You've got to notify staff or council or myself if you're having a problem with it. That's the only way we're going to rectify it, because we can't go by social media. We've got to go by you contacting us and doing it the proper way. I don't have anything else on it. I'm just to let you know the mayor's not immune to the same problems. Yes, sir, Scott.
I know I've had my turn, but can I come back up and make one quick statement?
Since we really don't have an audience of people, yes, sir, you sure can.
Terminal 1117 Newkirk Court is, thanks to Herman making his comment, it took me 7 months to get my partial charge back from Waste Connection.
Yes.
So they all have the same type of accounting problems. So
Yes.
I just wanted to throw that out. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Lisa, have you been getting calls recently?
They have slowed tremendously. I think at least 2-3 weeks have gone by, and I haven't received one. Every once in a while, someone will get frustrated and call me, but it's improved considerably.
What happens with those phone calls once you receive them?
I contact Jason, who is our direct contact with CWD, and I make him also report back to me whatever the solution was
Okay.
to make sure that it didn't get lost again. So most of the time, it's a customer service issue as far as somebody's called and for whatever reason, they didn't get the response at all, or they didn't get the response they thought was appropriate. So I encourage people to contact them directly first, but
Right.
Certainly we'll step in if we need to.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Bev Stivens, 279 Partridge Drive. I too am one of the fortunate ones. My cans arrived, my trash has been picked up every week. Sometimes recycling's a little late, but okay. I got my bill right on time. I did mail in a check because I had heard about the service fee. I understand it's probably because of the fee they're being charged for online payments. Not a reason, not an excuse, just probably why. But what I wanted to share was, having sat in your seat in 2009 when we did the first garbage contract for this city, it took several months to get everybody with their trash being picked up, the trash company knowing where they lived, to get issues worked out with, I don't want your service, I want your service, don't come to my house, you're coming and I don't want you. So please be patient as you work through all the issues with them. Lisa does a great job of communicating with them and sharing the issues. Fortunately, in 2009, when we launched the first one, social media was not what it is today. Social media could be the death of all of us before it's over.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Very well put.
How long do we want to let it go, though, until we have issues? I mean, until we can get a solution for some of these issues?
What do you think we need to do?
Well, just this week alone, my neighbor next door, they picked up my stuff and everybody else's, but they just skipped hers for some reason. And then I know somebody that still has yet to be billed that has called them twice, done exactly what they needed, emailed over what they needed, all the information, even got a hold of the president, I'm not sure who it was that they got a hold of, and he had somebody call them, still does not have a bill.
If you'll forward me that information, I'll take care of it.
That's what I was thinking, have direct communication between
Yeah.
Lisa and Jason, and give examples on what some of the issues are, and see if there's ways that they can, respond back to you and how they could possibly improve their services.
Okay.
I have one question related to commercial pickup. I know Republic has been doing some of that, correct? The ones that CWD will not go to.
Republic does the one at the Sonic, and
Right.
then Titan, they subcontracted with Titan to pick up everything else. Sonic is kind of special because it's got a bin that's extra large and it needs to be serviced twice a week.
Okay.
And they're just not able to do that. So they've kind of released that to whoever Sonic wants to hire, they're fine with.
Okay.
All the other ones should have Titan bins if they're getting commercial service. But that's subcontracted through CWD.
Okay. I just knew he was getting tired of coming all the way out there for once. I didn't know if so everyone's good on that. Sonic's taken care of with a different vendor.
Yes,
Okay.
unfortunately, they just, I guess it wasn't financially worth it
Right.
for either. Titan didn't even have that size of a bin, and I guess CWD would have to make 2 special trips out here in addition to their regular service with a different truck to pick up that one container.
Right.
So we thought it best just to leave it as it is.
All right. As I said earlier in this, the information needs to be relayed to staff so that we can
not only have a timeline and a list of the issues, but so that we can make an attempt through city staff to rectify the problems or build a timeline of the issues. There is no other discussion. I'm going to close that for the evening.
Mayor, may I
Yes,
just
ma'am.
add something?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not trying to defend CWD, but just to provide just a little bit of information that I've just watched over the last few months. When they were first given a customer list, there were about 500 to 600 customers on that list. They now have double the amount of customers that they originally started with, which likely means that, and I'm not bashing the former company either, I mean, it's kind of a mystery as to what happened,
Sure.
but we feel like the former company either wasn't billing some folks who may have been getting service for nothing, and their accounting was just not right,
Right.
or they may have misidentified some people as being outside of the city limits, because our franchise fees are now way up too, as to what we're
Absolutely.
getting back.
Absolutely.
So just thought I'd share that little bit. It's a positive note.
I appreciate that.
Oh, and as far as the fee, the convenience fee, if people will sign up for auto draft, I believe that fee will go away if they're willing to do auto draft every month.
Gotcha.
Is that on their bill or anything? Something we could put on our website?
I don't
or
know that it is, but
or
I'm gonna
CWD?
verify that with Jason and see what we need to do to kind of publicize that.
Well, I got signed up on their auto draft system, and last payment cycle, we got skipped. And then we got the double bill, we paid it. And then for whatever reason, the auto draft system kicked back in and then charged us for the last payment cycle that we just paid for. So we're trying to get that corrected with them right now. So the auto draft system that they have
Not perfect either.
is it seems like the same payment issue, whether or not you send a check in or not. It's still happening. I went through it myself.
I'm happy to mention all of these issues with CWD to see if we can't get this a little bit better.
Okay.
So should you pay it online, like through your bank? That's how I do mine. I just send them a check through my bank. Is that an extra charge, or is that a?
I don't think so. I think that would be just like sending in a check if you hand wrote one out. I think it would be the same.
No, it's not handwritten. It's.
No, I mean, I think it would be the same.
Okay.
Like bill pay, online bill pay. It would be the equivalent of just writing a check yourself. There shouldn't be a charge, an extra charge.
All right. I'm going to close that for the evening. Moving on to 6.3, discussion and direction to staff regarding issuing a request for qualification for architectural design services to design the new McLendon-Chisholm Fire Station. What this is, so the council understands this is discussion and direction to give them the authority to seek one out. Doesn't mean we're going to use them, doesn't mean we're going to spend any money at this moment, but it's to go out and see who's out there and costs available, or what the costs are for an architectural firm to design a station. All right, entertain a motion on discussion and direction.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to direct city staff to release an RFQ for architectural services for a fire station.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, any discussion on that?
I do have some, or one. The state, or TxDOT, will work with us on architectural services, right? But
Yes.
they allow us to choose that architecture
Yes.
company. They don't have preferred vendors or anything like that. I assume.
No,
Okay.
essentially, we're going to, eventually, will be made a formal offer, and part of that cost will include architectural services, but we are free to go out, and we really need to select a firm that's right for us. Jim and I were talking, we just think this is going to take a little while. One, we've never done an RFQ, and fire stations are a little bit special. Kind of need to seek out a firm that has a specialty of public safety type buildings. So it may take us a little while to find a firm, so we just wanted to go ahead and put this together
Right.
and get it out there. And again, I'm not asking you to allow us to do the entire selection process. but
Understood.
We're just going to get this started, put it out for advertising, and then once we start getting things back, then we'll bring it to you for a selection.
But to answer your
We just don't
question,
want to lose any
they're allowing us
time.
to pick who we can use.
great.
We just don't want to lose any time on the process.
No,
I
I
don't want to
agree.
wait for Tech Dot's offer and then start it. I want to, we can just
It
go ahead
takes-
and get this going.
Yeah, a very long time.
All right, I've got a motion. Got a second. Any other discussion? If there's not, all in favor? Aye.
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 Show that unanimous. All right, the time is 7:04 PM. We are now going to recess into executive session in accordance with Texas Government Code 551.071, consultation with the city attorney on matters in which the duty of the attorney to the governmental body under the Texas Disciplinary Rules of Professional Conduct of the State Bar of Texas clearly conflicts with the chapter regarding possible repeal of an ordinance, 2019-06, adding a new section 11.03, repealing the application of sales tax exemption, the sale of telecommunications services within the city of McLendon-Chisholm. All right, 7:04, we're going into executive session.
Should have taken my water. Yeah. Dehydrated this time.
You know what's fascinating? We got through a whole meeting.
Oh, yeah. This is
Trying to sit in my chair. I know, but when I get mad, I'm human. You weren't wrong. You ready? All right, time's 7:39. We're back out of executive session. At this point in time, there's not going to be any action taken out of that executive session meeting. Now we're going to move on to updates, discussion, direction to staff. I don't know that we really have. Do you have any updates for us? I don't know that we really have any direction or anything on that. What?
I think we,
Did you cover it?
yeah, I think we
Okay.
covered it.
All right. For me, huh? Oh, okay. Announcements, including events, general information. Don't really have any events right now. I know that tonight's the 9th. 4th of July was last week. I hope everybody had the opportunity to enjoy the 4th and relax and family and friends and things like that. So we've got Labor Day coming up in September. We've got Halloween and all the holidays. I'm not going to rain on anybody's parade. I have staff that are assigned to different things within the city. I think you'll see that we're going to try and have some nice community events coming up around the holidays, and I'll just leave it at that. Other than that, I don't have anything else. If you need to contact me directly about any issues, my email address is out there. I do have a mayor's Facebook page. Please be sparing because I'm just like you. I'm a family man and I like my personal time. But even on my mayor's Facebook page, my personal cell phone number is on there. Should you need to contact me, I'm not afraid to have it out there. But just kind of realize I like my time off as well. Mr. Bloom, ESC and all that?
Only thing for the ESC tomorrow is a special meeting conducting an interview panel that I'm participating on for a new coordinator of emergency management for Rockwall County.
Oh, wow.
So
Cool.
interviewing
That's
six,
tomorrow?
yes, sir, 6 people.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. Ms. Kippett?
I've been working with Lisa starting today on the ordinance scrub. I've taken into the inputs from previous council as well as we had the attorney from the reviews ordinances. I've got his input, so I'm trying to merge those all together. And Lisa and I have been scrubbing the website, taking some extra things off of there that are no longer applicable, such as, just past events and things like that. So we're working together on both those right now.
Awesome. Mr. Larkin?
Well, as we're transitioning to Veterans Break Campaign, Councilmember Kippett is taking up the lead. On Thursday, she and I are going over to meet with the engravers, and we're going to pre-stage. Obviously, the new form and the advertisements are up on the web page. There's some forms at the back of the auditorium right now. And so we have a big push. The cutoff date is September 11th. 13th. September the 13th for your bricks to be in for the first blade, which will be Veterans Day. And that's kind of where we stand with that. Yes, sir. So the form has to be turned in, and we have to have the money by the 13th.
MC 50 is rolling right along. We have another meeting coming up July 23rd at 10 o'clock. They've gotten quite a bit accomplished. We just need to find out what our budget, well, I know what the budget is, but just to find out what we can do and what we can't do. And I need volunteers, so, and I know it's a little early. It's a little early because people are not going to know what they're going to be doing that day, but I think we're doing good.
Well, folks, what she's saying is if you know anybody that wants to volunteer for the 50th anniversary of our city, she could use help. If you want to, or you know somebody that lives in the neighborhood that's good at those kind of things, please contact Miss Trudy, because we want to make an awesome bang-up job, so to speak, of the 50th anniversary of our city. Mr. Dahl?
Looking at the budget reports from our last meeting, because we're still waiting for the next update to come in.
Okay.
Revenue is at 74%, so it's right there within a 5-point margin. So our revenue is good. Our total expenses are down to 59%. So
Good.
where the city's actually in pretty good shape. There's a couple of things in there that are spiked, probably, and mainly it's the capital expenses for the public safety, but we anticipated that because of the equipment that was purchased. One of the things that Lisa brought up in the last meeting was what's going on with our sewage usage.
Okay.
Sewage usage is up by 88%, so what that means more houses are being built, more usage is being produced. But the thing is that the cost of that treatment has gone up by 155%. Over where it should be right now, it should be at 75. Okay. So we got to go back into those assessments to see what we're being charged for the usage. And so when we get into the budget, that's one of the items that we're going to have to look into to make sure that that gets addressed and everything is leveled out.
Absolutely. All right, thank you. Anybody have anything else? If not, 7:46 p.m. Meeting adjourned.
Between you guys.
Oh, she hasn't a license yet.
No, she wasn't interested. Wait till she got her.
Now she wants to learn.
Where are you practicing? I need it right now.
So I don't know.
Even though the lanes are this way, and here's the basketball court, you tell her park it between this lane and this lane, there'll be one lane, one stripe in between, and have her practice at there, because very few people are parking closer to the tennis court, basketball court. And it's cool.
I was saying, Lisa Chuck, the chief would probably be easy to do. Just sitting in the back.
I know, but you know that's good. A comedy relief, comedic relief. Next free of charge.
I get to visit with Mr. Nathan.
Well, hey, listen, I wanted to talk to you about whenever you guys do anything else with the or anything like that, or the positions. I mean, like, position of
No. We're
here.
Yes, we're on.
because I have some more information about what would go across the street.
And yeah, well, I'll be honest with you, I'm already.
Look, you got her laughing.
There, right back here.
So that's what I'm just trying to say.
So I'm already. My
Thank you. I'd have never missed it. Well, there wasn't. Until you asked me.